Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Steelers sign ex-national champion cut veteran CB. The Pittsburgh Steelers have added another wide receiver to their roster. The team announced on June 3 that it has signed former undrafted free agent Jahri Jenkins. In a corresponding move, the Steelers waived injured cornerback Luq Barku. Jenkins went unselected out of LSU during the 2023 NFL Draft. NFL.com's Lance Zierlein argued he had the size to play in the NFL, but not the speed. He ran the 40-yard dash in 4.6 seconds at the NFL Combine. Jenkins has NFL size but lacks NFL suddenness, as well as the vertical speed to create separation that teams will want to see, wrote Zierlein. Jenkins signed with the Jacksonville Jaguars following the 2023 draft. He played in 2 preseason contests last year, but the team waived Jenkins with an injury settlement before the regular season. Jenkins spent 5 years at LSU. He made 5 catches for 67 yards during the program's perfect 15-0 and national championship season in 2019. In Jenkins, the Steelers aren't landing a receiver with much NFL experience. But he played half a decade in the SEC. Jenkins had to redshirt his freshman season at LSU because of a broken leg he suffered in high school. He then played sparingly during the team's national championship season. But he became a part-time starter in 2020. His best statistical season came in 2021 when he had 34 catches for 502 yards with 6 touchdowns. Jenkins also scored 6 touchdowns during 2022. He left LSU with 89 catches, 1,370 receiving yards, and 14 touchdowns in 43 career games. Speed was a major question for Jenkins when he declared for the NFL Draft. But his 6'2", 204-pound frame was likely going to give him an NFL opportunity. He is constantly on glide mode when working around the field, and some of his route transitions can be effective from his smooth gait, wrote Zierlein. However, NFL coverage will be quicker, more physical, and often more anticipatory than at the college level, so expecting Jenkins to create necessary separation might be a stretch. He has the ball skills to grab contested catches, but there might be too many missing elements for him to stick around on a roster. Jenkins posted 2 catches for 32 yards in his 2 preseason contests with the Jaguars. To make room for Jenkins on the roster, the Steelers released Barku, who was listed as injured. Ironically, Barku also began his NFL career as an undrafted free agent for the Jaguars. He signed with Jacksonville after going undrafted in 2020. As a rookie, he dressed for 3 games, making 1 start. Barku posted 10 combined tackles, including 1 tackle for loss and 1 pass defense in those 3 games. Barku hasn't appeared in an NFL regular season game since 2020. But he's continued his professional football career on the practice squad of several teams, including the Arizona Cardinals, San Francisco 49ers, Kansas City Chiefs, and New York Jets. In 2022-23, he spent time with the San Antonio Brahms in the XFL. Barku was on the Pittsburgh practice squad for nearly the entire 2023 season. Without Barku, the Steelers now have 10 cornerbacks on their offseason roster. With the addition of Jenkins, Pittsburgh has 12 wide receivers. Patrick Peterson, hoping for a return to Pittsburgh, has spoken with a 2024 Steelers opponent. Pittsburgh Steelers free agent defensive back Patrick Peterson says he has always wanted to play at least 14 years in the NFL. Now, he has to wait to see which organization is going to give him a shot to do that. Based on what the 8-time Pro Bowler just told the NFL Network's Rich Eisen, he'd like it to be the Steelers, but he's also speaking with one of the Black and Gold's opponents for next year. You know how much I love Coach Mike Tomlin and the Pittsburgh Steelers organization and Joey Porter, Jr. I want to be around his growth throughout his young NFL career, Peterson told Eisen on his Roku channel show. Coach Zimmer there in Dallas, I had a couple conversations with them. Those are 2 teams right now that we had conversations with, but we'll see where it goes. Peterson was referring to Mike Zimmer. He's the Cowboys' defensive coordinator under Mike McCarthy. Zimmer was Peterson's head coach in Minnesota for 2 years, before Peterson spent 2023 in Pittsburgh. The Cowboys and Steelers play each other in Week 5 of the regular season at Acrisure Stadium. For now, Peterson insists he's training on his own as a free agent and will be ready when called upon once teams get a better handle on their respective depth charts after OTAs and minicamps sort out. "I'm staying in shape," Peterson said. "I'm doing everything that I need to do if the phone does ring, because I do have a desire to play a 14th season in the NFL. I think it's just going to come down to seeing how the teams are looking after minicamps. Now that guys are in OTAs, teams are trying to still move a couple of guys around and see how the roster is going to be looking going into training camp." Eisen joked that staying away from signing a contract now might be in Peterson's best interests since, with 13 years of experience under his belt, Peterson doesn't need to be stuck in a dorm on a college campus somewhere. But Peterson pushed back on that assessment a bit, saying that he values that time of team development. "Having the love and aspirations of building a championship team, being around the guys, that's almost my favorite time of the year," Peterson insisted. "A lot of guys dread the training camp portion of gearing up for the season. But that's the time that you have an opportunity to get closer with the guys, who are going to be around in the heat of battle." So apparently, Peterson is just fine with the idea of a second summer at St. Vincent College should he re-up with the Steelers. "That's not an idea I'm totally against. I thought Peterson showed he had something left in the tank when he wasn't exposed on an island outside the numbers." However, even covering younger, shifty slot receivers on the inside could be problematic for the 34-year-old veteran. If he can play inside against bigger slot receivers or as a nickel or dime sub-package player, Peterson may still be useful for Tomlin and defensive coordinator Teryl Austin. Right now, the Steelers are likely to use Porter Jr. and Dante Jackson as their most common corner combination. Minkah Fitzpatrick, Deshaun Elliott and Damontae Kazee are the 3 top safeties. But after that, nothing is set in stone at the DB position. I could see the Steelers making Peterson's phone ring, but that may only happen if all of their other options beyond that top 5 fall flat in training camp. That means the likes of Anthony Averett, Darius Rush, Corey Trice, Trenton Thompson and rookie Ryan Watts. So no matter how much Peterson likes St. Vincent's dorms, he may not have much time there if the Steelers decide to bring him back at all. Failing that, maybe he'll be back in Pittsburgh with a blue star on his helmet on October 6th. Steelers sign first-round pick Troy Fautanu. The Pittsburgh Steelers have signed first-round draft pick Troy Fautanu, an offensive tackle out of the University of Washington, to a 4-year contract, the team announced Monday. The 20th overall pick, Fautanu is on a rookie deal with an option for a 5th year that is given to all first-round selections. Terms of the contract were not disclosed. "Excited to have him as a member of this organization," Steelers general manager Omar Khan said in a statement. "We spent a great deal of time with him. We met with Troy at the Combine. We had him in here as a pre-draft 30 visit. We are excited to have him here." The 6'4", 317-pound Fautanu was selected to the All-Pac-12 Conference first team in 2022 and 2023, starting all 15 games at left tackle last season, when he won the Morris Trophy as the top offensive lineman in the league. "Really excited about Troy," Pittsburgh coach Mike Tomlin said in a statement. "The tape was just really impressive, not only in terms of his talents, but really, I think his talents were really highlighted by the way that Washington utilized his talents schematically." The Steelers have used Fautanu at right tackle for most of his practice reps, and he figures to be in the mix with returning starters Broderick Jones at right tackle and Dan Moore Jr. at left tackle. Fautanu said it was a dream of his to be drafted by the Steelers, as he grew up a fan of the team and looked up to star safety Troy Polamalu. "It couldn't have gone any better. I grew up a Troy Polamalu fan," Fautanu said. "I wore number 43 pretty much my whole life until I switched to O-line and couldn't wear it. Just growing up, being a fan of the Steelers, I know a lot about the team and the history. I am super excited, and it couldn't have been any better. It's with the team I grew up loving." "And you fan? What do you think of the situation of Troy Fautanu?" Leave your opinion in the comments.